Anime series with games you may have never heard of. Aw My Goddess. Anime veterans will immediately recognize this anime and manga series about a young boy who meets a beautiful goddess named Belle Dandy. Much less known is the fact that Aw My Goddess actually had 3 games released, 2 of which are quiz games for the Dreamcast and PlayStation 2, and one of which that was an adventure game for PC 98, later re-released for PC FX, which included added voices and other improvements. Akira. Another older but much more classic anime is Akira. Akira is arguably the anime that changed the face and status of anime. But did you know Akira had not only 1 game released, but 2? First up is Akira for the Famicom, known as the NES in America. Fami Akira was an adventure game released in Japan in 1998, 5 months after the film's debut. Don't get too excited though, the game was not well received, earning only 17 out of 40 stars from a panel of reviewers at Famicom Tsushin magazine. Much later in 2006, Akira Psycho Ball was released for the PS2. Like the name suggests, Psycho Ball was a themed pinball game featuring 4 stages inspired by the movie, and it included an original soundtrack. Unlike most games on this list, the game was officially translated and released in Europe, so if you don't speak and read Japanese, you can still enjoy this game fully. Blue Exorcist. A popular dark fantasy manga and anime series. Blue Exorcist had 1 game released, some may have never heard of. For the PlayStation Portable, a visual called Ao no Exorcist Genkoku no Labyrinth was released in 2012 and featured an original plot revolving around Rin and his brother Yukio. Sadly, we almost saw another Blue Exorcist game for mobile in 2018, but by 2020 it was announced the game was cancelled. Appleseed. Appleseed is a well-known political cyberpunk mecha manga and anime series following members of a team known as E-SWAT. It received 4 video game releases, the first an action game titled Appleseed Oracle of Prometheus for the Super Famicom in 1994. In 2007, the PlayStation 2 received Appleseed EX. 2005 ushered in the release of Appleseed The Online, an online tactical game. And finally, in 2009, another online game, Appleseed Tactics, was released. Sadly, both online games closed shortly after release, one lasting 13 months, the later lasting 9 months. Astro Boy. Astro Boy, known as Mighty Atom, is an anime and manga series about an android with human emotions. This series received 5 video games, with the PlayStation 2 game being shown on screen. The first game was released in 1988 as Mighty Atom, a side-scrolling platformer for the Famicom. In 1994, another side-scroller was released for Super Famicom, known again as Mighty Atom. Astro Boy A Mega Factor was released next in 2003 for Game Boy Advance. In 2004, a PlayStation 2 title was released known as just Astro Boy and was a 3D third-person adventure game with open-world aspects. The last game released was Astro Boy the video game, again for the PlayStation 2, but this time based on the 2009 CGI movie. It was later ported to PSP, Nintendo DS, and Nintendo Wii game systems. Baku Monica Re. One of the more surprising items on the list, Baku Monica Re saw a PlayStation Portable release in Japan in 2012. Titled Baku Monica Re Portable, the game was a visual novel where the player assumes the role of Kiyomi from the light novels. Gameplay is a mix of traditional visual novel dialogues along with RPG-style fights that involve you choosing correct dialogue options which reduce the opposing player's hit points when chosen correctly. Bubblegum Crisis. Another cyberpunk old-school classic anime, Bubblegum Crisis had 1 game released based off the series by the name Bubblegum Crash. Released in 1991 for the TurboGrafx-16, the game features pretty cool artwork and is styled as a pick-and-click adventure with a digital comic style. Only released in Japan, but modern gamers can find a fully completed English translation online. Of the games in this list, it's the only one I've previously played. Card Captor Sakura. On the cuter side of anime, I was somewhat surprised to see that Cardcaptor Sakura had a plentiful variety of games released. Genres ranged from RPGs to Tetris clones, and include mobile games for Android and iOS. 4 games were released on PlayStation consoles: Animatic Story Game 1, Cloud Card Magic, and Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura Eternal Heart for PS1. and Sakura-chan to Asobo for PlayStation 2. Nintendo Game Boy got Sakura Card the Minigame and Sakura to Card to Otomodachi, while Game Boy Color received Itsumo Sakura-chan to Isiho, and Tomodea Shogu Gakoku Dai Undowai. Mobile systems received Repaint Record and Clear Card Hen, and Sakura to Fushigi na Card. Chobits. Chobits was an early OO's manga and anime series about a college student who meets an abandoned personal computer in the form of a human. In 2002, Chobits Adachi Dake no Hito was released for the Game Boy Advance. Chobits Chi-Dake no Hito was a 2003 visual novel, and PC saw 3 titles: Digital Fanbox, Digital Fanbox 2, Chi Mezumeru, and Chobits Accessories. Code Geass. Last on our list, a popular military mecha alternate history anime, Code Geass, received 5 game releases so far, with 1 upcoming in 2021. Starting with Code Geass, the Louch of the Rebellion for the Nintendo DS in 2007, and later followed by Code Geass Lost Colors for PS2. The series continues with Code Geass Banjo no Geass Gekoju for DS, and the series saw its last 2 releases in the form of additional content for PSP games: Super Robot Wars Z2 and Super Robot Wars X, games featuring a wide range of mecha animes like Gundam, The Big O, and Gurren Lagann. Code Geass Genesis Recode is an upcoming mobile game with an official release date in 2021. It is also set to feature characters from different works of Code Geass. What did you think of the items on our list? Did you find anything you hadn't previously heard of? Are some of these classics that you have heard of? Let us know in the comments below. Also remember, if you like the content, hit the thumbs up button, and remember to subscribe if you want to see more anime news, reviews, and gaming.